Day 5, Chapter 13, of Resisting Temptations. As long as we live in this world, we cannot be without tribulation and temptation. Hence it is written in Job, "The life of man upon earth is a warfare." Job 7:1. Therefore ought everyone to be solicitous about his temptations and to watch in prayer, lest the devil, who never sleeps, but goeth about seeking whom he may devour, find room to deceive him. 1 Peter 5:8. No man is so perfect and holy as to not have sometimes temptations, and we cannot be holy without them. Yet temptations are often very profitable to a man, although they be troublesome and grievous, for in them a man is humbled, purified, and instructed. All the saints have passed through many tribulations and temptations, and have profited by them, and they who could not support temptations have become reprobates and fallen away. There is no order so holy, nor place so retired, where there are not temptations and adversities. A man is never entirely secure from temptations as long as he lives, because we have within us the source of temptation, having been born in concupiscence. When one temptation or tribulation is over, another comes on, and we shall have always something to suffer, because we have lost the good of our original happiness. Many seek to fly temptations and fall more grievously into them. By flight alone we cannot overcome, but by patience and true humility we are made stronger than our enemies. He who only declines them outwardly, and does not pluck out the root, will profit little. Nay, temptations will sooner return to him, and he will find himself in a worse condition. By degrees, and by patience, with longanimity, thou shalt by God's grace better overcome them than by harshness and thine own inopportunity, thine own importunity. In temptation often take counsel, and deal not roughly with one that is tempted, but comfort him as thou wouldst wish to be done to thyself. Inconstancy of mind and small confidence in God is the beginning of all evil temptations. For as a ship without a rudder is tossed to and fro by the waves, so the man who is remiss, and who quits his resolution, is many ways tempted. Fire tries iron, and temptation tries a just man. We often know not what we can do, but temptation discovers what we are. However, we must be watchful, especially in the beginning of temptation, because then the enemy is easier overcome. If he is not suffered to come in at all at the door of a soul, but is kept out and resisted at his first knock, whence a certain man said, "Withstand the beginning, after remedies come too late." For first a bare thought comes to mind, then a strong imagination afterwards, delight, and evil motion, and consent. And thus by little the wicked enemy gets full entrance when he is not resisted in the beginning. And the longer a man is negligent in resisting, so much the weaker does he daily become in himself, and the enemy becomes stronger against him. Some suffer great temptations in the beginning of their conversion, some in the end, and some there are who are much troubled in a manner all their lifetime. Some are but lightly tempted, according to the wisdom and equity of the ordinance of God, who weighs the state and merits of men, and preordains all for the salvation of the elect. We must not, therefore, despair when we are tempted, but pray to God with so much the more fervor that he may vouchsafe to help us in our tribulations, who, no doubt, according to the saying of St. Paul, will make such issue with the temptation that you may be able to bear it. 1 Corinthians 10:13. Let us therefore humble our souls under the hand of God in all temptations and tribulations. For the humble in spirit, he will save and exalt. In temptations and tribulations, a man is proved as to what progress he has made, and in them there is greater merit, and his virtue appears more cons- uh, conspicuous. Nor is it much if a man be devout and fervent when he feels no trouble, but if in the time of adversity he bears up patience, there will be hope for a great advancement. Some are preserved from great temptations, and are often overcome in little daily ones, that being humbled, they may never presume themselves in great things, who are weak in such small occurrences. Practical reflections. Temptations serve to free us from all lurking inclinations to vanity or self-love, and from all depending upon ourselves, because they make us feel the weight of our own miseries. Give us a disgust for all earthly gratifications, and oblige us to rely solely upon God. They serve also to humble us by the experience they afford us on our own weakness, and of the depth of our natural corruption. They serve, in a word, to convince us of our inability to do the least good or to avoid the smallest sin without the assistance of God. Prayer. I am sensible, O Jesus, that in the time of temptation of myself I cannot but offend thee, and that carried along by my natural inclination for evil, I am in danger of ruining myself. But I know, also, that thou canst, and that apostle assures me thou wilt, defend me against the most violent assaults of my passions. Wherefore, mistrusting myself, and relying upon thee, I will exclaim, Lord, save me, or I will perish. I will stretch out my hand to thee, as St. Peter did, and confidently hope that thou wilt not let me perish. Amen.